This is the Ford GT. It was made to be the successor of the Ford GT40. Does it really do that? But that's what I'm here to find out. This is no regular Ford GT. This is the Heritage Edition, which is meant to celebrate the Ford GT40's victories in Le Mans. The front end of the Ford GT is very smooth, and you can see that with its carbon fiber front splitter, this steel mesh that's covering the radiators and the fans to cool down the V6. The front end of the Ford GT is very smooth, and you can see that with this headlight perfectly contrasting with the bodywork, and you can also see a bit of sharpness to give the air a bit more circulation past this wing mirror and then straight into this radiator or pass through this hole. You can also see down here there's another opening next to the carbon fiber side skirt to give the car a bit more downforce. As you can see, after wind goes past this little pillar over here, you can see that it will go smoothly past the rear wing. Although the rear wing is upwards, when it goes downwards, this gives the car a very high downforce effect. And then you can see that there's a huge glass panel that covers the twin turbo EcoBoost V6 that was currently designed by Ford, and this produces 800 horsepower. As you can see, the rear end is very smooth and angular with these huge rear tail lights and this really aggressive rear diffuser entirely made out of carbon fiber. You can also see the exhaust pipes in the middle. This is the 2007 Ford GT. Unlike the car we saw before, which was made in 2017, this was 10 years back, and they've changed a lot since then. You can see that the headlight design has stayed the same more or less, but we can also see that there isn't actual sharp edges further back, and only until we get to the door we see a subtle amount of angularity on the doors. And you can also see the mirrors are much smaller and much more circular than in the 2017 version, but you can still see that there's this huge air duct that sucks in wind coming from out, and another air duct here that all suck wind in that cools down the supercharged V8. The engine of this Ford GT, however, is a 5.4 litre supercharged V8 that produces 550 horsepower. You can see that the rear end is just like the Ford GT40, which was its first ever generation, and you can see it as an iteration of a huge rear end diffuser that's completely made out of steel. And you can also see these two exhaust pipes that are similar to the 2017 version but a bit lower. And although This car has less power than the 2017 version. Boy, does this one sound good. Thank you very much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe to see more cars like the Ford GT.